Hello governors, this is 23M size.
My first video in Rise of Kingdom English, we have Karuak ceremony in our kingdom.
In this video I'm gonna show how I did Karuak in my cousin's account. It's a 22 million powered account and it's an f2p. You can see here Minamoto is untouched. So how I did Karuak in this up to level 44, I didn't have to use more than 3 troops. You can see here level 44 Melfast is Karuak hell level, and I did level 44 with just 3 troops. You can see here Boudica and joan, 22% damage, and here Richard with Sanzu, 32% damage, and Athlflad with YSG, 45.9% damage. To do this with 3 troops, I have used a basic army expansion and a defense boost. I prefer defense boost over attack boost because of the 2 reasons. Defense boost helps Richard to tank for a longer time and also helps Athlflad to nuke better. Why nuke better? Because defense normally helps the troops to stay longer in the battle, which means you retain a lot of troops, which will in turn nuke a lot more, which meaning you get a more nuking power with defense boost. These 3 troops have got a very beautiful synergy going on among themselves. If you look at the skills of Boudica and joan apart, they can explain you a lot. So here Boudica, in her using her rage, she decreases the rage of the target, which means the enemy gets to nuke a second later, which means in turn means like he will lose some more troops for that 1 second and then nuke, which means he will have lesser troops to nuke, so his nuking power is reduced and also he nukes later. That's a double advantage by reducing the rage by 100. Rage reduction is like 1 sec, 1 turn, and then decreases attack of the target by 25%, which means the target's attack itself is reduced, which means even the Athlflad troop and the Richard troop will be receiving a 25% reduced attack because of this Boudica. And she also has a rage booster and a 3rd skill, which makes her nuke much faster, meaning this first skill will be popping up more often because of the rages are being reduced by another 50. Not only this, since we have joan inside her, she in her expertise has got another 50 rage per second for 4 seconds, which means she adds another 200 rage, not just to Boudica. So not only she's going to make Boudica pop these very often with a 200 rage boost, she's also going to feed those 200 rage to Athlflad and Richard, meaning Athlflad is going to nuke more often and Richard is going to heal more often. And not just that, you can also look at Richard having a damage reduction of 30% whenever he's nuking. So like this 30% is damage reduction, which means he reduces both the attack and the nuke of the target, which means again your Athlflad and Boudica will enjoy the reduced 30% damage. And if you're lucky enough and if Richard gets the target when he's nuking with this 30% damage reduction, the nuking itself is reduced by 30%. So and more about joan, I like her more. I would like to call her a legendary because she not only just gives up the rage, she also adds 30% health to infantry, which means your Richard is going to be more tanky and he's going to heal more, he's going to survive more, and he's going to be badass in the field because of joan. And look at the next, she has got another cavalry defense boost. You can fill Boudica with more cavalry to have more boost from this, because we have infantry inside Richard, we have archers inside Athlflad, mostly archers with a little bit of 10k and 10k troops of cavalry and infantry. And if you fill this up with more with cavalry, it will be better to use the most boost out of this joan of our 30% cavalry boost, and then increases the attack of the archers, which the troops inside Athlflad are going to attack like crazy very often. And not just that, Athlflad is going to reduce the attack, defense and health of the target, which means you're going to not only debuff the enemy, joan is going to buff up our friends by 30%, and Joan is going to debuff the enemy by 30%. And this combo of Athlflad and Joan works very fine, not only with Karuak, with any battle scenario.
Here in the battle log, I was just looking at it. I love looking at this battle log. Now here, if you see at the level at turn 8, you could see Richard has reduced the damage by 30%. So this is you are seeing this in Athlflad and YSG battle log, which means they are enjoying that 30% reduced damage in the turn 8. And then you could also look at turn 13 or 14, I remember. Here at 13, or no, it's in 14, you see 50 rage from joan and a 30% boost of archer's attack. Wow, beautiful for her. And then we could also see the rain of arrows. See art of archery, Yeseanga using its nuke here. So Calvin is using some troops here because of the not the rain of arrows. Where is this rain of arrows? Here, rain of arrows in at turn 13. At turn 13, YSG is nuking here, and then if you see again after 6 seconds, like turn 19, you can see the rain of arrows pumping out again. So just imagine YSG nuking every 6 seconds, your enemy is gonna melt like anything. So in case if you don't have Richard, you could go for lohar. He would tank a little bit, and then you could use Sun Tzu. And Sun Tzu, he's very good in absorbing damage. With this third skill, 10% reduction in damage, and then he also has an 50 rage whenever he hits the target. So here we are going to hit only one target. He's good when he's hitting 2 or 3 more targets. He would get 50 rage every target he hits. So here we are going to get another 50 rage. So lohar with Sun Tzu as tank and Athlflad with YSG. And if you don't have YSG, you can add Baibar to Athlflad, and they also do a very fine job. And Boudica with joan is an absolute beauty. You can never avoid from using them. Now next, if you are too low powered and if you don't have Sun Tzu powered up much, what you could do to tank is you could use lohar with Boudica to tank. Actually, what happens here in between them is lohar heals by 450 and another Boudica heals another 400 from a third skill. And since if you use lohar as primary, it's better. You get this elixir talent, which helps the healing boost by another 9%, which equals almost like 400 plus 450 healing, 400 from lohar and 450 from lohar and 400 from Boudica, and this with their 9% boost of healing will counter a 950 healing. So they could actually tank very good with Boudica, decreasing the rage and attack of the target. It's going to be beautiful. And Athlflad, she is an f2p commander. Like you could use Pelagius with joan for the third troop in case you don't have much choices. Pelagius, cause he would restore rage of 100 here, so he would fire the nuke often, making joan to also fire the boost often. And if you're too low powered, like you just started the game and you got like a few blue commanders and your epic commanders are not up yet, the best tip for them would be look for commanders with higher first skill damage boost. So most probably Lancelot will be an obvious choice for many who might not have looked into it. Lancelot has got a 600 damage factor. He's a beautiful nuker. Though he doesn't have a skill tree, you can call him a nuker because he has a high damage factor in his first skill. And you could also look into Caius Marius to tank. Like he heals a little bit, a very little tiny bit. And I'm searching for Gaius Marius here he is, and he could heal a little bit, like 150. It's not a big deal, but along with lohar, if you don't have Boudica leveled up, you could use lohar with Gaius Marius, and he could tank a little bit. and maybe you can hit with the Boudica on the sides as a second troop, so that she could nuke more, not taking the damage from the enemy on the first place. Instead, she could hit from the sides, taking lesser damage, nuking more. She could be your hitter along with some other hitter like Lancelot or any other choice that you get as secondary to Boudica. You could also look at Kusunoki as a nuker, and EULG, though his nuking looks very low at 750 with his defense reduction 30%, and after that when he nukes the 750 you have to look in the open field to see how much actual damage goes there. He's a very beautiful nuker, and the second commander to him will also enjoy this 30% defense reduction, and that nuke is also going to be boosted because of that. Baibar, of course, if you got the Arabia civilization, you're going to be having him leveled up to 5 quickly, so he's a very good nuker. You could use him as a nuker, not to mention about Genghis Khan. If you got him, yeah, you need to use him as primary or secondary depending upon his level. And here comes Osman. Osman is the best nuker in the game, the best epic nuker in the game, because if you expertise him, his damage factor is 1100, though he might look smaller than Herman's 1150 nuking when Herman is in expertise, but this nuke is going to be more powerful than Herman, because your fourth skill is going to boost your troop capacity by 10%, and then only you're going to expertise him. So with this troop capacity 10%, what does this troop capacity 10% does is it adds 10% more troops. So those 10% more troops are going to have 10% more attack, 10% more defense, and 10% more health. So they are going to be a little bit more 10% tanky, and your damage factor adding up to another 10% of it would be like 1220. So compared to 1150 of Herman, he's going to do 1200 plus damage factor from the troop boost and his expertise. So yeah, if you got him expertise, he's good. And then his third skill, he's got an additional damage factor of 400 if you got it max. So this is a very beautiful commander and CPU is a good tanker. Like if you have the lohar, add CPU and he could help you tank more. These troops you can let them die and make the second and third troop win the Karuak and let them have their XP and get the job done. In case you get defeated in the Karuak level, what you could do is go to the mail, go to the report, the defeated report, and then check on the troop buffs. You could see these archers are buffed here. So what you need to send is cavalry. There's a thing about this Karuak that they keep changing the buff cycle, like every 2 or 3 levels of Karuak you could see the buffs changing from infantry and then to cavalry and then to archers. So you could identify this and send an appropriate march to defeat it, and this keeps changing from one member to other member. Like some members will have level 5, say level 1 and 2 buffed at infantry. Some members will have their level 1 and 2 buffed at cavalry, and if you take a break in between them, then it changes. Sometimes it keeps changing, but when you do it continuously, this cycle keeps its play from infantry and then to cavalry and then to archers. The buffs keeps changing, and if you see these buffs as 0, you can almost if you see 0 buffs on these troop types, you can almost consider that they are 0 troops, because 0 buff infantry can be killed by a say 70% buffed cavalry very easily. So you can almost count them as nil and counter only those that have the buffs on it. Being with 3 troops is to avoid rallies. Rallies, what happens is it takes a lot of time, 5 minutes of mobilizing time, and if someone wants to join from far, like 10 minutes of march, 15 minutes of march, you have to wait for it. And say you've got your troops outside near the Karuak to hit it after the rally hits, and you got a job, you've gone out and you just kept the phone, just thought you're going to be back in a few seconds, but you got stuck in the job, you totally forgot it. When you come back, the rally has hit it and it has won it, and you missed hitting the Karuak with your other troops. Or say the rally was hitting and it was almost about to lose it, but you could have saved it by hitting it with your additional troops and you missed it. Then your friends are going to be very upset spending those AP for no reason, and so better try to avoid rallies, make it late, as much late as possible, like for a higher level as possible. Here I started rallies from say level 45 or something, and then one more tip is when you start your own rally, see through that you send only 10k troops or 20k troops to it, because you have your friends filling it up. In this rally, people who join these rallies get beautiful rewards. The rewards are very awesome. So if you send lesser troops, you get more friends to join your rallies, and they would get more rewards too. And you could use your remaining troops to attack the Karuak, fill those troops with other troops, and attack the Karuak along with the rally and get the XP gained or win and help in winning the Karuak level. And then there is a help facility in Karuak. If you look at it here, if you look at Karuak, it's not opening here. Yeah, here Karuak, you could use your mark of Karuak. So you normally get 5 marks of Karuak, not used it. It's not so good thing to use it, but if you have no other choice, if you are not able to win it with your 5 troops and the rally, 4 troops and the rally, then better use the mark of Karuak. And before using it, make sure that you got a friend who has got a very good power to help you out and win it, because once you use that help, you will not be able to hit it with your additional troops. Only the rally can hit it. Only by a rally you can hit it. And on such rallies, if somebody is helping you with a rally on your Karuak level, it's preferable not to join the rally. Why? Because if you're going to join the rally, you're not going to get any rewards from it. So if you make that space for another friend to join the rally, he could be rewarded with those rewards. Those rewards are quite good. They give you around 50k XP, something 50k XP. Here you look at 50k XP, some good speed ups, and some resources.
These Karuak rallies you cannot reinforce once the mobilizing time is over. Once it's waiting, you won't get that add option. When it is marching, you would see the plus mark, but if you try to send, you won't be able to send it. You will see unable to reinforce the rallied army. So some people they think like they are too far, they want to join the rally later, and they send their troops near the Karuak and then they try to join the rally. No, it's not possible. So keep in mind about this. And in case you want to start your own rally with lesser troops, or say you want to join your own rally, someone is helping your level of Karuak with their rally, and if you don't join, making space for another friend of yours, it's better to look in the rally until its mobilizing time is over. If it's not filled to the brim, you put your own troops to fill it up. Even though if you don't get the rally, you will save the rally or help your friends get lesser troops in the hospital. So that's about it in this video. I hope you like the video, and please share and subscribe to my video, and hope to meet you in further videos to come. Enjoy the game. I love it absolutely. Bye guys, thanks for watching my video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.